But if they can, there might be a lot of damage going on down to these carries, so we'll have to see if they have the maneuverability they need on this Rona.
How do you deal with the Saw?
Honestly, you just don't. You just kind of stay away from him. If you can't get on top of him, you take care of the Kestrel. I think Kestrel should be the first priority if they can grab her, but if not, Saw is usually a sitting duck. Lance can definitely get on top of him pretty quickly.
All right, so I don't know. Maybe I owe the community an apology here because we've gone through the entire preseason invitational without seeing a Grumpjaw and Super Evil. I knew they were in tryhard mode. I knew they were going sweaty, and they decided not to risk a Grumpjaw either, instead going with the comp that they feel would work best. So we promise we'll come back soon. We'll make sure everyone gets a chance to see a Grumpjaw.
This blue Rona.
You mean Gary?
Gary. Yeah, I'm wondering about him playing this blue Rona. Like, what's the power spike of a blue? I actually have played a decent amount of this, but I'm bad. So I don't really know in what way it can work, right? But Gary seems to think it can work.
Yeah, I mean, well, the thing is, you don't see it a lot, but if he has a decent early game, gets an item or two up and running, his burst potential could actually be insane.
That's a good point. I mean, I certainly enjoy playing it because at least early on I feel like you can just delete people. Later it's a bit dicier. Here goes Nivmet, though, trying to start off a bit of a fight. He's taking a lot of damage. Got to be careful. Hammy with the first kill. Shin wants more, though. Hammy, he's got turret aggro. Gary, can he do this? He just needs his cooldown to come up. It's not going to be enough. Hammy! Oh, Sibs, the last man standing from the carnage. 3 kills to 2. Rogue do have a bit of an advantage right off the bat here. Are going to get a turret as well.
Sibs had that all calculated before the fight even started. What a legend.
A beautiful mind.
Yep.
All right, well, Super Evil. They didn't have exactly the fight that they were looking for there. But I do think that they showed some promise, right? Like, that fight almost went really
well. It was very
well.
close to going the other way. Yeah, it definitely was. So maybe they want to combo up a little better. Use the element of surprise a touch more. But yeah, they definitely have a lot of strength here.
And Nivmet, you know, one thing which obviously is going to be massive is just how much of an impact stuffed Grumpjaw's ultimate makes, right? Like, we haven't actually seen him use it yet in the tournament because we haven't seen a level 6 Grumpjaw, but it's very powerful. Gary, look at the damage that he does just from jumping in there. Nivmet wants a little bit more. He doesn't have a turret to retreat to. Nivmet showing why we like to joke around on the desk.
The burns are going to keep coming here. But yeah, I mean, Niv a little grumpier than he was before he jumped in there. Not paying off for him too much.
Yeah, we got Grumpjaws entering the fold and British Jaws entering the talent pool for SEMC. Hammy, look at the damage he's taking right now. Shin! Oh, he's down. That's going to be a kill. And not actually the Glimmer Shot connecting there. So Shin Kaigen is able to back out.
So no real surprises here in the early game. I mean, it's a little bit of a wild card. Like Grumpjaw, and I personally got to see him play really well. And immediately we're going to get this weapons off with the Lyra. That usually means you don't know early. Yeah, absolutely does. And that's a good point to me. Super Evil goes This isn't unexpected to an extent, right? To an extent, yeah. So here he's picked up the alternating currents. Obviously quite powerful weapon for a crystal Rona to go for, because you do get those attacks quite frequently by virtue of base attacks, for example. And of course you have crystal for the burst on your abilities. On the flip side, Evil went for a very early Crucible. Now that's an interesting pickup. Didn't go for the straight fountain. Do you like that? Well, you know, if you're watching Lyras, they're not forced all the time to get into the fountain just simply because that still gives so much healing to their team. And he's going to just stack up some health. That Crucible can be really important, especially when that looks to get in there. That's whoever else is targeted. Yeah, that's something we've got to talk about. Where stuff can be used, how it's going to be used. A big thing for me is the fact that, you know, there are a lot of relatively stationary targets coming out from if Saw is planted in the ground, that's an easy option. But so is, you know, perhaps he's walked into a Glimmer Shot. Right, that's going to be, you know, a big point is going to be like Invitational and the package. If you take a Saw out, will win a lot of damage, just take away from the equation from Rogue. But maybe if you go ahead and use stuff on Evil, then you can just go ahead and take out Saw, and you know he's not going to heal us. So I think it's situational as they get into these fights. Yeah, that's a very good point. We saw a clip in Heroes Spotlight where the Arm is taken out of the fight stage. Like, it was unbelievable how quickly his teammates died. Normally, we're so used to seeing musical fountain pops and Vainglory in that situation. And when they weren't there, it was just evaporating. Alright, well, right now, Super Evil are on the back foot, but again, somewhat unexpected result. Oh, and then you can block that one, Gary. What are you doing? Going in versus Gary. Damn it. So, Gary nearly isn't working, and trying to when a beast play. Man, this is a big fray after Gary. Is in no right now, though he does land at the fray on the Sibs. They're gonna back off a little bit, there, man, Nidimat is love, Nidimat is life. I mean, I was going to say that I give you credit. Oh, I'll have to have Nidimat on your matches, it's fun.
His damage is immense, it's massive. He was in a 1v3 situation and did not hesitate. That means that Gary knows exactly what he's doing as he looks to get into these fights. He almost completely deleted, was it Hammy that he went for right away? Like right out of the fight. So knowing that, and knowing that Shinkaigen's going to ramp up on this weapon, Jewel gets stronger, stronger, and stronger, I think they're in a good place.
What was that? Gary, indeed.
Some of
picks
that
up
blue
one
Powerade
kill.
right there coming through.
That was disgusting. Where'd Sibs go? Nivmet, he wants a little bit more of those stuffed coming across onto Hammy. Hammy is not in a good spot right now, trying to get to the portal. He barely makes it. Can't shit find it. Nivmet gets the kill. One shot comes out, but it isn't going to do anything. The big red button just to clear the minion wave. Super Evil. They're back in the game.
These guys know what they're doing. Okay, so like, I'm not sure that Shinkaigen's Rocket Leap actually landed, but you could tell that Nivmet, like, when he was going to spit his target out backwards and Shinkaigen was in the air, like they're trying to time these combos right here, right now, and they're doing a pretty good job. This is super fun.
This is super fun and super evil. Man, you can see that Nivmet's experience on the PvE has helped a decent amount. Like, he knows what to do with the Grumpjaw. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
He's doing a decent job. Immediately after getting the ultimate, in fact, like when he hits level 6, he goes for the play.
Yeah.
And I think that's something interesting, like we're going to have to watch out for when the main season starts, when we see more competitive play on 2.2. Our Grumpjaw is going to be one of those heroes where you hit 6 and you just make a gank happen.
Well, it looks like it at this point. His ultimate is up right now. It just came off cooldown, so we'll see if he's going to look to have an engage here.
All right. Well, Sibs is nearby, as is the rest of Rogue, so it could be a 3 versus 3 situation if something gets kicked off. I do think that basically Super Evil, in my opinion, they shouldn't fight unless they have stuffed available, though, because there's going to be too much sustain plus like kite out of Rogue, right? Because you've got Imperial Sigil, you've got active camo, you've got Dank Shank. I feel like you need the numbers advantage.
Watching the damage output on this Rona right now, I feel like they can actually do whatever they want as long as they do it together. Like, as long as Gary lets his teammates know, I'm going in, they're going to be just fine.
Well, he might be going in again sometime soon. I don't know if Super Evil know that the gold miner is being taken down. I feel it. Are reacting a little bit slowly to this one. Not going to be able to stop it. Shinkaigen, I mean, it was close. It was pretty close, like you said, but I didn't quite find it. Oh, Nivmet missed the ultimate. Oh, man, I'm going to make fun of him later for that one. Gary trying to go into Shinkaigen does not land. Both parts have entered the fray. That is critical for the combo of the Crystal Power, Rona, Evol. Got to be careful here, though. Might need to use that arcane passive sometime soon. Look at the damage. Oh, they nearly that. One shot, one kill. Gary gets taken out. It is a clean ace for Rogue. Super Evil or super dead.
Yeah, getting wrecked in that fight right there. Definitely some miscues. Like, I think when Nivmet misses the ultimate, they should just back off and wait for a really clean engagement. And then also Gary not finding the immediate kill onto his target. Like, he went on to Sibs, Sibs was able to get out of it, and then they repositioned. They just got collapsed on.
Oh,
nice
bulwark! That was disgusting. Stops Gary and, I believe, Nivmet there in their tracks.
Yeah.
Can't do anything to stop the turret from going down. Honestly, at this point, based on historical evidence of how they're willing to cheat, it would not surprise me if we cut back from the game after like Super Evil suddenly make a miraculous comeback and it's just pro players sitting there. Right? Like,
exactly, right?
Just their collection of favorite pros.
Well, they got a couple talented guys up there playing right now, actually. I mean, yeah, Shen hasn't been in the competitive scene as of recent. we know on a world stage he's one of the best players. You talk about Gary, he's one of those guys that's kind of like a little bit secret, you know, we were talking about.
Yeah.
He's played under different names.
And then there's Nivmet.
And, yeah, well, and then there's Nivmet. We kid, we love him. Dude, you're so harsh on Nivmet today.
He's going to kill me. All right, Super Evil. What can they do to get back into this one? Gary seems to think it's killing Sibs. Look at the damage. But there is the turnaround. Fountain pops as well. Sibs got some health again. Nivmet, he's going to need to get out of here, but here comes the Arcane Passage. I'm sure he doesn't want to use stuff as an escape. It does technically give you that jump, but instead he's just going to be picking up Sibs, trying to throw him maybe over the wall, something like that. Oh,
tries to go
Nivmet,
over
no!
that.
Doesn't make it. Look at how durable he is, though. Very, very tanky stuff there. I feel like Shin, we need to see more from Shin, right? Like, the damage from him isn't always there.
But
Gary goes
that's
in.
Weapon Jewel. Like, Weapon Jewel is not a strong early game pick, but it ramps up. And as you get to the late game, he will be throwing those Thunder Strikes that look just devastating.
But imagine if he just timed his ultimate with Gary's initiation every time. I mean, Gary is nearly, like, within 10
They
health.
should have just gone double blue, right?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, exactly.
That's, I mean, that would be the real commitment there.
That'd be the real evil play. Honestly, though, with the way that Garrett, how much burst damage he has, yeah, I guess you don't want him to like just be able to itemize against you super easy, but that's so much damage output they could probably just take people out.
Question mark?
Yeah. This could actually be like a really legit argument. I think that's a smart call right there.
Well, I mean, I agree that it's a smart call, but I definitely think that in terms of their coordination, I'd like to see that big red button come out when Gary is trying to make that deep dive by himself.
But it makes me feel like that's a communication issue, right? This is Gary seeing an opportunity, but maybe not like getting his team ready for it.
Yeah, he's just like, I see an opportunity, Gary! And just jumps in.
He yells Gary when he goes in. That would actually be the best.
All right, well, Rogue, right now, they're in a pretty good position, about 5,000 gold in the lead over Team Super Evil, about to be even further in the lead as they start work on this gold miner. Super Evil has really calmed down a little bit. Gary's not even going for as many of those bold plays that he was doing earlier on. I think maybe Rogue's gotten into their head a little bit.
But they've also stalled out that saw push a little bit. I mean, granted, Rogue, you know, it's a little bit tougher to get past that choke point turret area on the map, but right now, Super Evil, I thought they did a pretty good job to go ahead and stall that out, as long as they don't lose somebody here.
Yeah, looks like Shin should be able to look at everyone just running. No, Gary, no! Gary, he's got to get out of here. One shot, not even required. Nivmet dives right into it, though. And even though Lyra's in his belly, it's not going to be enough. 2 kills picked up for Rogue. Shin Kaigen got to get out of there.
Yeah, it kind of felt like Gary didn't see that active camo go down.
Yep.
I mean, it's almost as simple as that, right?
I admire his attempt, though. All right, we got Rogue pushing in. Are they going to be able to find some turrets here? Gary's back alive. Maybe if Shin can jump in, stun someone up with that rocket leap, Gary can follow. That's a real question mark for me here. Niv's back as well. Does have ultimate coming up in a few seconds. Hammy's quite low. Shin wants this one. Gary, he just backed and bought a Shatterglass in the middle of this push.
Yup.
Is he going to find that opening? Nivmet, he tries to go in here. The active camo's there. That's after the fray. The damage on his Sips.
They got
one kill. Gary picks it up, but Shin and him are very low. Evo finds another. It's an ace for Rogue, and they look to push forward for the end.
Well, my Lord and Savior, Wizard Sibs, coming through with the W right here. You know what? They were one of the last teams to come out here in this tournament, and they really put on a show. It's pretty impressive stuff.
They really did, and of course, we're going to be seeing more of Rogue and all of the other pro organizations that have joined Vainglory for 2017 on March 11th when the Vainglory 8 returns. Super Evil, you guys won't be seeing them around in the competitive scene, and maybe that's for good reason. It was a fun game.